I'm going to turn the sleeve opening this way. So this seam allowance can remain open. It's easier and less bulky. And now I'm going to grab a sleeve and pin it here. This one still has the pattern piece attached to it. So the sleeve should have a notch on the shoulder, a small notch, and this notch will be aligned with the shoulder seam. Okay, so just align this right sides together, so always the sleeve and the body right sides together, and I'm going to pin the shoulder. Okay, so now you just sew this sleeve just like you sew any other sleeves. So right sides together, I'm going to pin first the underarm area here together, and then I'm going to pin all the sleeve around. I always say this, but don't align the points, really the corners and the points, because you will need to align the fabric where the seam allowance will be, and we are going to sew about 1 centimeter in, so you should have like a point overhang here. So just pin this in place here around the arm side, and then without stretching anything, don't stretch it, just pin along the sleeve cap. So I start from the bottom of the arm side, and then I work my way up towards the shoulder. So see, there is almost no need to ease the sleeve cap. So you just start pinning and everything matches up. So now do the same for the other side of the sleeve. I start pinning here at the arm side, and then I'm going to work my way up without stretching anything, without pulling on the fabric. So don't pull on your fabric. This is falling off the table. It's a lot of fabric. So now I just ease it like this with my hand, and everything matches up nicely. My pins are not working very well. Okay, so now that the sleeve is pinned in place, I'm going to sew along it with a 1 centimeter seam allowance, and then I'm going to just lightly press the seam allowance towards the body. So now the sleeve is sewn, and I finished the seam with my overlocker here, just to make it nicer. So this is a bit large to show everything here on the table, but I'll try my best. So this is the back of the body, and this is the front here, and the sleeves are sewn here. We can see the sleeves here. So now the next step is to grab your belt loops and find those notches here on the body, on the back, and now just pin one belt loop on the right side of the back here along the notches. Okay, so this is the right side of the body, of the back, and now this is the belt loop pinned. Now I'm going to bring the front over the back of the robe like this. So I'm going to place the front and the back right sides together and close the sleeve right sides together also. So the first place that you want to pin is here in the arm side seam. So this area will be a bit bulky, but there is nothing to be done about it. And now I'm going to match these notches here with a belt loop inside. I'm going to pin it again. Pin it again, like this. And now I'm going to pin all the sleeve from the hem of the sleeve up towards the body, and then pin down the body towards the hem of the body. now that everything is pinned, I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to start on the sleeve hem. I'm going to sew up the sleeve towards the underarm seam here, and then I'm going to pivot here and sew down the body towards the hem. When you go over the belt loops, it's good to backstitch a bit, so just to hold them really tight in place. Then you can finish the seam allowance with the overlocker or a serger if you want to, and press the seam allowance towards the back. Now that the body and sleeves are sewn together, the next step is to hem the sleeves. So this seam allowance is turned to the back, towards the back, and now to hem the sleeves, just turn the edge of the sleeve towards the wrong side by 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters, so like this, and pin it in place. So I'm just going to put 4 pins perhaps, like this, 2.5 centimeters, and then another one here, like this, and just one more, just to hold everything nicely. Let's see, yeah, it's about right. Now, I can sew this from the wrong side or from the right side. I can even sew with a presser foot inside the sleeve in case of very small sizes. And now I just sew with a straight stitch all around the sleeve. So the side seams of the robe are done. Here I have the belt loop, and here on the front I have the pocket, so it's really nice. And also the sleeve is hemmed already. One straight stitch, one row of straight stitch is enough.